Welcome back to Sigma Central. Today we're going to be looking at strong and independent women getting humbled by Sigma men in the most hilarious of ways. So make sure to sit back, relax. Let's get into it.
I've actually been with a wealthy man. My ex-fiance was very wealthy, and it was not worth it.
What did he do?
Usually men wealthier could affect you emotionally and financially of him having power over you.
You were in a relationship with a man that was sacrificing his energy and his time to provide you a nice, comfortable life. And you didn't truly appreciate the things that he did because you are the problem within your own head.
How am I the issue?
I got you. I'll give it back to you. I'll let you speak. Hold on. It's my podcast.
I let you speak.
No, I let you rock and tell the whole story. You drove all the way out here from Massachusetts, so you're going to get this work. So pay attention and listen. You just said that you were in a relationship with a man and he was paying all the bills, but you said it's a problem when you get with a man that's making more money than you. And we're asking you, what's that problem? Where did you get this independence that makes you think that you can't appreciate a man that's making a whole lot of money? Where did this come from? What I'm telling you, it was socially constructed for you to have this mindset via the feminist movement. So you broke up with a dude for no reason.
He put normal and necessary boundaries on the relationship like a lot of people would, and it was most likely called controlling. We know how it goes.
Whatever. What about Antoinette? What about you? Who's the prize?
I think women. But hear me out. Okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
For me, like my man, like he's my prize, right? But I mean, to him, one, like a lot more people competed for me than him. Like it's just how it is. Like women, we attract all the men easily. Like you said, there has to be like a certain standard for a man.
So you said that you're the prize because a lot more people competed for you, meaning that you have more options.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Got you. I would say that since this is the most ultimate form of submission and you haven't sex with your man and only your man, right? And you chose him, put it like this. Not only that. You said that you're the prize because you have more options. Got it.
One of the reasons.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Mm-hmm. Out of all those options that you had, you chose him. He's a prize.
No, but that's
Bingo.
Don DeMarco.
I led with he is my prize.
No, that what?
No,
Listen,
he is my prize.
Think about the logic, right?
You made me pick. Like I wouldn't have picked if you didn't
but look,
make me.
Just think about this logic. You just said that you're the prizes because you had all these options.
No.
And he doesn't have a whole lot of options to choose from. So with that logic means that you had all of these options and you chose him. So he's the prize. Like he ain't have a lot of options. And
Can I
just
finish?
Look, think about this. He ain't have a lot of options. He just took what he can get. So who's to say it's just like if he had a whole lot of options, you maybe not even would have been his first option.
You know, it's just basic logic, but you know, I don't know. I feel like she almost might not understand that.
Which is totally indefensible and unnatural, namely that we ought to kill a baby or something like that.
So your organs are for you and you alone. You get to decide what to do with them. But a woman doesn't get that choice about her womb, about her ovaries.
Well, the baby is not an organ of hers. A baby is an individual human being.
So you get to make choices about your internal organs, but a living, breathing woman does not.
Well,
okay, I understand.
No, I don't think you do understand because I don't think you understand very well at all, unfortunately, because you're suggesting that the baby is an organ of the woman, which is preposterous, obviously. You know, the baby is differentiated from organs by its DNA, by how it will develop, by, I don't think she's listening to the rest of my answer.
Not worth listening to, Matt.
Matt!
Just let them live in their delusional bubble, man. I mean, she called a baby an organ and then she left like she won the argument or something.
Because the amount of money that you two girls are making on OnlyFans, is it worth giving up a family and love? Because any man that is worth his salt that you would even be attracted to wouldn't put up with it. I can tell you right now. And you, my dear, are a depreciating asset. Every day that goes by, you're going to be less and less beautiful. And at some point, there's going to be a history of you doing that. As beautiful as you are, you're stunning, you're a pretty girl. But no man that is going to be in your league is going to put up with it. And so the question is, if you were truly in love and you had true desire for a man that would put his foot down with you, tell you how it was going to be, would you or would you not give up your OnlyFans?
No, I wouldn't. Same way if I wanted to really expand my dating
then
pool,
you do not genuinely desire that man. You would not be in love with that man. Because if you were in love with that man, you would shut it down, and that day will come for you. It'd probably be way
Again,
down
why
the
don't
road.
I put on a hijab? Because then I can find a man who actually reciprocates. Because Muslim men lower their gaze when other women
that asks you
walk
to do it
by.
and you say no to, you're gonna look at as you will not respect him and you will not love him. Any man that you look up to and respect, you would quit doing it for, and that day might not be today, but it will come.
No man, and I repeat, no man on earth would ever want a car with 400,000 miles on it. I mean, maybe one, but I'm not even talking about cars here, by the way.
We know deep down it's wrong to murder a baby.
You're not murdering a baby. It's not a baby.
Okay, well let's play this out. What is it then?
It is an embryo, which is not a baby.
Well, okay, so it's a fertilized embryo.
Correct, which is not a baby.
So at what point does it become a baby?
When it is born.
Oh.
I don't agree with abortions up to full-term abortions.
Well, hold on, but you said it becomes a baby when it's born.
Yes.
Then why would you have abortion limits before it's born? I thought it's just an embryo. So embryo rights?
No, the embryo rights aren't a
But
thing.
then
because it's not
where
a
would you
person.
draw a line for abortion then, and why, and under what moral standard?
There are medical reasons not to have an abortion
No,
for
that's
full
not the
term.
question. That's not
Yes,
the
it is.
question.
You just asked me why would I not have an abortion full term for medical reasons.
Okay, so at 29 weeks, the baby is nearly fully developed, can recognize the mother's voice, has a heartbeat, has brain waves. Is it okay to abort that baby?
I don't, like, it's not okay, but you're going to say it's okay to have an abortion then. Like, I don't understand what you're trying to say. It's not okay to have an abortion ever? How
Correct.
about, like, 3
Yes.
weeks in? So you're saying I should carry a baby and ruin my collegiate life?
How about this? Instead of saying ruin, first of all, babies are a blessing. Stop talking at them as if they're some sort of annoyance.
I will have to drop out of college.
Number two, if you play certain games, you win certain prizes. If you're going to go have
You're saying I should drop out of college to support my child and supporting my life.
I'm saying if you're going to engage in coitus, in the practice of having children, you might end up with a baby. So know that. And guess what? You don't need to have before you get married. It's not like showering. It's not like eating.
Are you married?
Yes, with 2 beautiful children.
Wow, good for you.
I could tell you're not married.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
And I can tell she will not be married for that long of a time. I mean, not all women are wives or mothers, and in this case, I feel like she's kind of proving it's at least a little bit.
Not how it works. So again, you say I'm here to take rights away.
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then it's not alive.
No, but let's go back. Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's
So wait, hold on. Who's trying to take rights away? I want to protect the rights of all human beings. You call them a clump of cells. Who's trying to take rights away exactly?
So when is it a human being in your mind? When is it a human being in your mind?
Well, it's not even on my mind. Human development objectively begins at conception.
At conception. So even if I had a miscarriage, what are you going to say about that?
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy?
Yes.
Okay, then let's talk about, like, what if it's affecting the woman or anybody who is pregnant in this situation? What if they're going to die and they have to get an abortion? That's the only way they're going to live. Are they going to be over?
Well, hold on. Just so we're clear, that's only a couple thousand cases a year.
No.
And so, yes, it is.
Have you seen how many individuals have already died because they haven't been able to get abortion care?
Abortion in the life of the mother can be put aside as something that needs to be considered. However, it's not always necessary. But let's talk about the main thing, because there's over 1.5 million abortions every single year that don't involve rape, incest, or life of the mother. 1.5 million.
Yes,
but let's just ask you a very simple question. When does human life begin?
Being loud doesn't always mean you're right. It's like when it comes to debating, it's definitely a lower form of IQ when it comes to it, because loud doesn't equal right.
I mean, you got 100+ men telling you here that they prefer women to have lower body counts.
all of them are delusional.
This is the quintessential example of what I mean when I say female standards are respected and supposed to be adhered to, whereas male standards are considered delusional. Let me ask you a question. Would you say that in general, most women prefer a man taller than themselves?
Yeah, that's true.
Would it be fair to say that in general, women prefer a man that makes more money than them?
Yes, I guess some, yeah.
In general. Would it be fair to say that women want a guy that is more confident and ambitious than themselves?
Yeah, those things, yes.
Okay, what if I said that women are delusional for these inherent standards?
I don't think it's delusional to have those standards.
Stop the show right there. I don't think it's delusional that they want women that have low body counts.
Yeah, but why?
Hold
What
on,
is
stop the show.
The reason
I feel like they're not even understanding their own hypocrisy in this case. I mean, she literally said that everyone's delusional, and that is the literal definition of being delusional, right?
I guess the driver didn't go home with a driver's license. This is video of a woman's driving test. The 63-year-old starts off okay and does a few loops around, and then somehow manages to drive over the course and into a lamppost. The car rolls over. The woman was taken to the hospital in Argentina with minor injuries.
I don't know if that's a grandma or not, but she needs to audition for a stunt driver because she's definitely the wrong venue. You saw that? I mean, that was ridiculous.
You don't need my help this time?
Nope, I can do it all by myself.
You sure?
I don't need you.
Look like you're struggling there.
I see you though trying to get a 32 pack this time. We usually get the smaller one, but I can
Look
do
at
it all by myself.
Damn, look at you struggling.
Look at me, look, I could even just...
You just had to do something extra and ruin it, huh? Next time, just ask for help and let, someone else handle it.
I take my time very valuable, so I'm gonna ask all those questions before the first date. If you're actually getting the privilege to go on a date with me, that's a big step. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, you're picky with the men that you date?
There it goes. Yeah.
Do they gotta be taller than you?
I mean, I'm 5'5", so yeah.
Okay. Do they gotta earn more than you?
Of course.
Be more intelligent or competent than yourself?
Of course.
So the man that you're looking for more than likely is kind of rare. Would you say most men are unattractive to you?
No.
So by definition, you're selective and you're picky?
Correct.
Now, do you think the man that you're going to go out with more than likely is as selective as you?
Yeah, I would think so.
No, they're not. But you guys, on the other hand, I need to be tall, I need to be charming, I need to be cool. Money, she met out she went with some millionaires, and she said they're not interesting, they don't have a vibe. So it's very hard to please women. So the reality is, if you're going out on a date with a guy, that means he's been vetted to some degree. It's really your privilege to go out with him.
Gotcha. Okay.
See, that's the problem with these modern girls nowadays, or not all of them, but a lot of them, is that they actually believe that the men they're looking for are also in return looking for them. So again, we've talked about delusion. It's kind of like that.
I spent $700 on school shopping, okay? No one helped me with that, so how are you going to say that you're going to hit my kid?
Here's the thing. I'm not your husband. Don't raise your voice at me, and don't swear at me like that again.
Listening. I'm making eye contact with him. I'm talking to him.
I don't care. You're on the podcast, and nobody's swearing at you.
But he has absolutely no problem,
Whatever.
and I'm talking to him. Me and him are making eye contact. He's shaking his head in agreement, and you have a problem.
I do have a problem. You're not going to disrespect my host. Period.
He doesn't feel disrespected.
I don't give a. What
do you feel disrespected?
Listen,
I want to know. Do you feel disrespected?
Right now, you're raising your voice, and it's kind of like, yo, why? I'm talking to you nice, calm. I didn't shut you one time.
You was just shaking your head and agreeing at me until he said something.
I'm trying to be nice to you here, okay?
Yeah, he's nice.
So it's like, I get what you're saying. Look, you go through a lot. But on the platform, just keep it chill, all right? Here we go.
Don't swear at him again. That's going to be the first and last time I tell you.
Everybody's been swearing the whole time.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're swearing at him, trying to emphasize, you're trying to come up aggressive, whatever. Yo, this ain't for debate, bro. Whose show are you on?
Honestly, you and your show.
Okay, then get the fuck out of here.
She doesn't have any right to be disrespectful on the show for no reason. I mean, getting kicked off was probably, honestly, in her own best interest.
I'm going to ask you a question, and you're probably going to lie to me.
Okay.
When you walk down the street and you meet women who are in their 40s, are more of them attractive than the women who are in their 20s?
Okay. I will be 100% less attractive when I'm 40. Thank you for pointing it out. I think that's a valid concern. You at 40, do you think your wife is ugly? Is that what you're saying?
No, that doesn't even make sense.
Yes, it does. You literally just called your wife ugly.
No,
Sorry.
no. See,
I think she's asking if your wife has gone downhill since you got married.
Let me help you out with logic here. If in 10 years you're less attractive than you are right now, that doesn't mean you won't be attractive. That's not calling you ugly. That's pointing out that you're less attractive than you were 10 years prior. Is my wife less attractive now than she was at like 25? Yeah. You know who the first one would be who would tell you that? My wife and every other non-delusional human being on planet Earth.
Her stupidity is just insane here. I mean, like, her feelings were hurt and she thought that she had them. But no, I mean, it's just like a little bit pathetic.
I want equal pay because it's like, why am I going to college? I'm getting A's and B's and this nigga got C's.
All right,
and he's making more money than me.
Let me ask this. Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I would clean sewers if it's more money.
Okay. Do you think most women would choose to do that?
I don't know what most women choose, but I'm talking about me.
Okay, no, I get that, but I'm saying I've interviewed hundreds of women, and most women actually would not choose the dangerous, dirty job. Is that possibly why a lot of women get paid less? Why do we have the expression, that's a man's job?
Because certain things are a man's job. because it's like, why gotta I take the trash out if there's a man in the house?
Right. So I'm just saying.
Lift heavy things.
Well, right. Is it fair to say if you want equal privileges, you need equal responsibilities?
No, why is responsibilities with equality?
Because you gotta
I'm just trying to get equal pay.
Because you gotta take the bad with the
Why
good.
do all the extra shit if I can't why can't I just have equal pay?
Don't you have to take the bad with the good?
No, you do not. We should have equality, period. You see what I mean? You know what I mean?
So I feel like the argument's usually kind of like equal pay, but then again, not having to do the extra stuff that comes with that extra pay when it comes to that. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like you're not listening to yourself in that case, right?
Are you aware that men only got any rights to vote about a decade, roughly, before women?
That is not true. Men have been making, the founding fathers were all men, so I have no idea what you're talking
Well, what
about.
does that have to do with the right to vote?
The right to vote was historically withheld from men of color. It was a white...
It was also withheld from
Listen to
the
me.
general population.
Do not cut me off. Do not cut me off. I am in the middle of speaking.
I don't care if you're in the middle of speaking. You're in the middle of a debate.
The right to vote
You don't have your TikTok mute button, sweetheart?
I will not be speaking anymore until you have a conversation with him.
Well, look, if we can, for both people, if we can allow each other to finish, even if you want to jump in, just let the other person finish speaking. If somebody's going on a monologue and they're filibustering, I'll try to get them to wrap up, but just if they're making a point, just try to let them finish.
No, I did not go to school for 4 years and build a platform to be talked to like this. So I will be walking away from the microphone right now, and I would encourage you to get your guest under control. I'm going to take 2 minutes so you can ask him questions if you'd like, and I will be right back.
Because you run the show?
I just won't be back. And
I don't give a shit. What do I care? I'm here to have a debate, not listen to your whining. Do you want to have a debate or not?
All right, I'm not going to be talked to like this.
Well,
so.
do you want to just take a little 2-minute breather? You want to take a 2-minute breather?
This is feminism? You're the strong woman? You're the strong woman?
I'm telling you, I have
But when you get to the show?
Oh my God. Wow. Unreal.
This is an initial, this is a disclosure now, but look, so we're going to continue the conversation, but there was one other thing you said to me there in private.
You're fundamentally a dishonest person. Like, fundamentally dishonest. There's no reason for you to hold that presumption at all. On top of there being no reason for you to hold that presumption whatsoever, you get to the studio, then say you have health issues. It's like, yeah, it seems fundamentally dishonest.
Right. I mean, that's just kind of something that you don't want to disclose because it's a little embarrassing. But
we're not asking you.
You cry?
Look,
strong
we're
woman.
Not asking
I thought you were a strong woman.
I hope you guys have a really good day. I'm leaving.
Hold on.
No. You're gonna cry.
Hold on. We're not. Look.
I thought you were a strong woman.
A debate is supposed to have two different minds. That's why it's called a debate. The reality check that she got, though, was definitely much needed.
That's what men are supposed to do. They're supposed to provide for a woman. So when a woman already has everything.
Oh, that's when they feel intimidated.
That's when they feel intimidated.
That man isn't intimidated by a woman like you. He's annoyed by a woman like you. Because a man doesn't want to date another man. He wants to date a woman. So let's flip it so it makes sense and pay attention, right? A woman like you that's independent boss babe, she took on characteristic traits of a man, like being non-agreeable, being assertive, and being dominant, which is all A-type personality traits, which is naturally masculine traits. So when a woman takes on that trait, it's like, ew, you're like a man now. So it's annoying. It's not intimidating. Now let's flip it. Let's say if you got with a man and he was very flamboyant and he didn't have any ambition and he was very agreeable, like he was a yes man. He had no backbone. Would you feel intimidated by that man?
No.
If he was checkmate. Wait, stop it.
Gotcha, bitch. Absolutely true. I mean, no real man wants to be in a relationship with someone who acts like another man. At least I know I don't. I mean, there are definitely some independent women out there, for I guess a lack of better words, that are pretty dang attractive. But, these women are just, I feel like they're making stuff up, right?
The argument that you're making is, as these other service sectors have opened up, men are gravitating into those service sectors instead of just manual labor, right?
Yes.
Then how come women aren't gravitating towards the manual labor sections?
Because the manual labor sections have been either taken over by technology.
No, they haven't. Has roofing been taken over by technology?
No, but what is it? It doesn't necessarily.
Has construction been taken over by technology? Roofing? Has even gardening, basic gardening? What about lawn mowing, lawn care? In fact, almost all labor I can think of, which now is heavily inundated with machines, still totally dominated by men. Almost no women do it at all.
But there's a lot less men in average doing those jobs compared to before, because you have had machinery replaced. If it took three,
but this argument still makes no sense.
Please, if it took
5 men to redo a roof or whatever.
Sure.
Now it takes 2, right?
Yeah, why isn't one of them a woman?
No, because the point is, as a society as a whole, we have just moved away from manual labor. So obviously,
This
a
argument
woman
makes no sense.
Yes.
She's definitely just getting louder because she has no argument here. Also, I can bet that she has no idea what roofing is.
I've never encountered a guy, or at least entertained someone, who has sat there and asked me, what do you bring to the table? No masculine man asked that question.
Why would that be a hit to masculinity?
It would be a hit to masculinity.
Why?
because you know that a woman is there to compliment you, and she's an asset to you.
Doesn't sound like you're an asset. It sounds like you just cost $10,000 a month. When you were asking what you bring to the table, you're like, well, I'm a good human being. That's what you're saying. It's like, okay, but he's a good human being and he's spending $10,000 a month. So when you're asking, what do you bring to the table? Since it's strictly a materialist worldview that you have, there's only a material mindset here. The material mindset is, well, it's expected that I provide a material dinner and I clean the house, and these are all material things. The expectation from him is that he provides material with way harder, right? $5,000, $10,000 in order to complement things that you desire, right? So they ask really, they're asking, what do you bring to the table? Saying, what do you complement that he desires?
Unfortunately, most men just kind of want a trophy, and I think that's the most material thing ever.
That's it.
Interesting analogy, because I feel like a trophy doesn't mean much when that trophy has been passed down from hundreds of different individuals who have won that trophy. But that's all I'm going to say. What do you think about that?
I can't get it now.
I can't get it. I thought you had all that.
I don't even know if it's not. Oh my God!
Yeah, now let me guess. You want to call the bear, right? It's good that you're laughing at yourself, I guess. Wait, what? Was she trying to wash it? By the way, guess who saved her at the end? You tell me. And that's why gym bros are the real ones out there. I mean, at least have a spotter before you try to do anything like that in the gym.
It is linked to support of Hitler and the
LGBTQ flag is linked to HIV.
Okay.
That's how, I mean,
just
people see it. People see it as like, oh, wow, AIDS, right? They see the rainbow flag. I think a lot of people think AIDS.
Yeah, that's fine. But there's not like gay leaders that are out there like pushing for AIDS, right?
There's not like anybody out there pushing for the Confederacy. Who's pushing for the Confederacy?
I live in the Deep South. There's people pushing for the Confederacy.
Who? Give me a single actual institution of any kind, anywhere, or any real body of people, anywhere, who's pushing for the Confederacy.
What do you think I mean, there have been moves historically to cede some of the states again.
That's not the Confederacy.
I feel like there's a little bit of talking without too much critical analysis going on in this case. You know, I don't know. Sort of IQ test should be a little bit more mandatory before hopping on a podcast, to some degree.
Even today, the average IQ of a man is 99 and 97 for a woman. More importantly, however, 7 out of 8 people in the top 1% of IQ are men. Sorry, love, I know it's triggering, but every single man in this chat would dominate intellectually.
But do you realize that that's because men are offered greater opportunities of education?
Men do worse in college. They do worse in college.
Wait,
What?
Maren,
You're
hold on,
literally
Maren.
saying that men are intellectually more smarter.
Wait, Maren, are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
So just to be, okay, so the statistics would seem to disagree with you.
How so?
Well, ever since it's either 1979 or 1980, there's been more women who go to college than men. That's 4 decades of there being a greater representation of women in higher education. This number today is something like, I think it's 60-40 split. So what this means is, so women who went to university in 1979, 1980, they're now retiring. So you've essentially had an entire workforce through the period of that workforce where women started going to university more than men.
How is she so confidently wrong? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Let me know.
Accountability is basically the antithesis of feminism. And I also think that masculinity represents accountability. A lot of times in male-dominated spaces, there's a lot of accountability. But Whereas women-dominated spaces, you bend the rules, you allow certain things to go past, and you allow a lot more inefficiency because of the emotions to take place. And while that's great in some aspects when it's complemented with masculinity, because I don't want people to get the vibe that we're just dogging on femininity.
Right.
We're dogging on the fact that feminism doesn't hold people accountable and doesn't ever protect women's actual mental stability. It just encourages mental instability because feminism profits off of that mental instability. But hyper-femininity and hyper-masculinity go together, but there are also toxic versions of femininity. Like toxic femininity really does exist, and feminism doesn't allow us to talk about that. All the places where femininity can get hijacked are where masculinity needs to come back in and restabilize.
Love it. Love that. So we're already going to go on to then the feminism stuff. So you kind of already shared, but you have a book coming out called The 100 Ways.
100 Ways Feminism is a Failure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for that. I'm very excited to read that because like you have even stated, I found very little books. There was one and I listened to the audio. It was really good. But it was like, yeah, just one or two that's on there. And they really don't want that pushed out. I feel like.
Okay, I feel like that woman definitely needs to be protected at all costs, no matter what, because finally it's good to see someone from the other half with a good bit of extra common sense. And now she's probably going to end up blaming it on the man for not catching her. Hope she is fine, really.
Now we have women that fight in war.
They're not really ever in combat.
3 of my sisters are in the army.
And
so
all 3 of your sisters were never in combat.
one of them were.
No, none of them were.
Yeah.
No, none.
Say it like you say it, talk about it like you know me.
Yeah, it's not about knowing you. It's about knowing how it works. And no, they don't send women into frontline combat.
I don't know what she does, but as obviously the front line is a place with people that actually know what have been doing it for way longer. That's your front
It's a
line.
place that they send male soldiers because they're the only ones who are allowed to fight in frontline combat. I'm sure that you have 3 sisters, and all 3 of them are the bravest military personnel who've ever existed, but they're not in
You're literally
frontline
talking
combat.
to yourself.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
You're talking to yourself now.
Or you just shut down, you can't engage? It's too much for you? Was it too much for me to say that your sisters weren't at the front lines with machine guns gunning down the Soviets? Like, that was too much for you? Your sisters weren't ninjaing up the enemy? They didn't crawl through the trenches with a dagger in their teeth and take them down?
It was a dirt.
That's how I know you're small, because you have to make up for your personality.
It's amazing how quickly she tried to belittle him, like immediately when he calls her out. I mean, it kind of like tells you that you're wrong and genuinely probably don't have any valid points at all.
So I just want to make sure I get this right. Your kid at 18 years old comes to you. It's been 18 weeks of just agonizing suffering for them emotionally because Mrs. Wright left him. And he's right in front of you and he says, you know what, Mom? I'm just going to put an end to this. And he pulls out that heater up to the head. That's what he wants, and you're going to respect that?
I'm going to say, what can I do to help you?
Yeah, and he says nothing. This is what I want.
That's just like grandiose stuff that is out of my control.
So you wouldn't try to stop him? Or you would?
Am I going to physically go and grab
Yeah, would
that
you physically
gun?
grab it? Sure, of course.
I'm going to grab him, not the gun. I'm going to try to talk to him. Why do you or anyone who identifies as Christian think they know what is best for me?
For the same reason that you think you know what's best for that 18-year-old.
We are not don't know me.
Yeah, here's the thing.
This is apples and
regardless of if I knew you or didn't know you, I know what is moral and what is not moral.
Every child deserves a parent, but not all parents deserve a child. And genuinely sit on that for a second. Think about what I said, because women like these tend to be like reasons why single mother homes, aren't great turnouts for kids a lot of the time.
Can I ask you, how old are you?
How old are you?
I'm 19. You were arguing with a 19-year-old. I've been homeschooled my whole life. I just got to college.
So you're saying
I'm
that
fresh
you're
off
too
the boat.
stupid to argue with me?
Sure.
Okay.
But continue, please. I am trying my best right now. I want to continue this argument because you're helping me grow and understand what I truly want. So please, continue.
I don't see how if you're too stupid to have the argument.
Oh.
That's what she just said, not me. Why you get mad at me? I asked her.
You just called her stupid, bro.
No. Yeah, sure. You could call me stupid, but please, let's continue.
I didn't call you stupid. You called you stupid.
She never said that.
I never said I'm too stupid to talk to. You just assume. Ask me if.
Am I in like Twilight Zone? Here's the question: are you too stupid to argue with? Answer: yes. If you tell me, Andrew, I'm too stupid for you to argue with me, why would I keep arguing with you?
She indirectly calls herself not smart, I guess you could say in this case, and was really not prepared to notice that. And of course, then the infamous victim card comes out. Interesting.
Being really nasty towards somebody who like is having a hard time admitting that they're wrong in a space that is really hard to ever be wrong in, I think it's just
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We went through this for like 2 hours last time. So she's had all that time to come back for that one big claim, the whole time to just Google, are men stronger than women? And the big Google box, which goes, yes, and big neon signs, and there's going to be sparkles and flowers poofing that says, yes. She could have done that. She didn't.
Yes.
So yeah, is he poking fun of her and laughing at her? Yeah. Does she deserve it? Yeah. Is she going to learn from it? Probably not.
Should you do it for like 30 to 50 minutes is kind of my question. I agree.
2 hours, 3 hours,
with
4
love,
hours.
I'm sorry.
Do it as
Hold on,
long
can
as
I
it
finish?
takes.
Can I finish my thoughts? The issue is like after her and I's exchange, she's like, okay, yeah, I guess you're right. But then we just needed to go back into it and like rake things over the coals again. And you had to have your big diatribe about like how she's dumb and not worth debating ever and stuff like that. Why is this nasty behavior necessary when we all pretend like we're here to like wrestle with ideas and try to figure out like the answers to reality? None of these types of orientations.
Because it's a rejection of reality.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It does matter. No, it doesn't matter about the way that you treat other people.
Yes, it does. Listen, if you're going to wrestle with different ideas, you're going to wrestle with different things that people believe, you have to risk being offensive, and sometimes you have to be mean to jar them out of their nonsense and their bullshit. I've had to do it hundreds of times. You've had to too. I've seen you do it.
Feelings aren't facts, and that's just how it goes. I mean, once you stop pretending they are, you'll have a chance not to take everything out so personally and probably just wake up to the reality of the world. Emotions are important, feelings are important, but it doesn't equate to logic.
What would you want the minimum yearly income to be for your future husband?
Here we go.
Minimum $1 million.
What's ideal?
$1 million. It's okay.
Okay. Have you ever dated a guy who makes $1 million a year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How did it work out?
He cheated on me.
I bet he did. I think you're just playing though. You ain't serious.
No, I'm serious.
If I meet him and he doesn't have $1 million yet, but he strives to make $1 million,
right?
Like that's fine.
Why does he need to make $1 million?
Or like,
300K.
She wants a high value man.
Y'all crazy, yo. Good luck, man. Life will teach you.
So you think it's like impossible for a high value man?
Jump off this bridge. I could jump off this building and land on my feet. It's possible, but is it likely? Probably not. So if y'all want to keep banking your life on a dice roll, you have the right. See, I'm not one of them dudes that just know what you're asking for, know the probability and the likelihood. You have a small window to have children and be this beautiful woman. You want to roll that 15-year window on meeting a millionaire and expecting him to focus strictly on you in the world where all women want his money? Good luck.
And now they're going to get angry if you get called a gold digger, right? So I don't know. None of them said that they want a loving and providing husband. It just feels like money, right? You know, I don't know.
You say people should date on their level. You're literally in a relationship with a guy who dwarfs your status. You are predatory for pursuing a man more successful than you, more money, more clout, more followers. You said he's got millions of followers across social media. You fucking clout chased him, you predatory clout chaser.
He slid in my DMs.
Okay, if an 18-year-old slides into my DMs, I'm 35, no problem.
It's less creepy than a 30-year-old that's going out of their way to try and slide into 18-year-olds' DMs.
Bro, but there's such a power dynamic in your relationship. So why did you, despite your views of like asymmetry in relationships being predatory or creepy or icky, why did you then choose to be in a relationship with him?
I have a lot of money too.
More than a rapper with 1.2 million followers or whatever?
I won an extremely huge lawsuit.
He's got more status than you.
And it was a red flag. I didn't trust him from the get-go. Him being a rapper, yeah, kind of was a red flag when we first met.
And here you are in a relationship with him.
Yes, because we connected.
She has more money from a lawsuit. He has more money from talent. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's not on the same level. Either way, though, that concludes everything for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss content like this in the future. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay strong.
So I am tired. I'm tired of worrying about my own hair, worrying about paying for my own nails, worrying about what I'm gonna eat, paying for what I'm gonna eat, paying my bills, fixing my own car, paying my own rent, doing everything by myself. Like, I need someone to share my worries with. I need to be taken care of. Like, guys, I'm so exhausted. Like, the other day, my car broke down and I had to call a mechanic by myself. I had to stay with the mechanic to fix the car by myself. I had to stay under the sun with the mechanic by myself. And I was just like, nah, this independent girl lifestyle is not for me, because why am I under the sun with my mechanic at 2 p.m. in the afternoon? Nah. Where's my husband? Yeah, it's time. Just come and find me, because, yeah, I'm tired. No. Yeah, I'm tired. If nobody's going to say it, I'm going to say it. See all this, I'm self-made, I'm this, I'm getting my own money, I'm independent. let's be honest, okay? Let's start saying the truth. I'm tired. I know you are too. So please, let's wrap this up. Find me my husband, please. Find me.